Hi guys, it's Carissa, and today I'm filming part 2 of my Etsy series. Today I want to talk about branding. Before I get started, I want to stress that branding is something that will take time to improve and fine-tune. Don't feel the pressure to have everything perfect right when you open your shop. First and foremost, when you are opening an Etsy shop, you'll want to consider that once you know what product you'll be selling, that your shop name should represent that well. If you'll be selling multiple items and you can't really lock down one particular shop name that correlates with the items and is specific to that, try and make sure that it's clever and memorable. If you don't do much to really make that stand out, it can mean the difference between someone finding your shop again and not when they're doing a search. Now, if you're like me and you have an established Etsy shop, but your username isn't quite right, you do have the option of changing it on Etsy's website while still maintaining your sales history and your feedback. Think about the theme of your shop, think about the various names, write them down, and really take your time selecting one. Ask your friends and family, get polls from people, try and think of things that are relatively catchy. I had a brainstorming session with a friend of mine, and she's the one who came up with a shop name that I currently have. Thanks, Amanda. I would definitely encourage you to stay away from names that sound more like a username or an email handle, something that isn't really appropriate for an actual shop name. Think about the name of your shop. Would it look good on a retail business, on a big giant lit up sign? Once you have established the perfect shop name for your account, then you'll want to think about branding it and making it really stand out with the proper images. You have something called a banner on your shop page. It's a very small strip all the way across the top of your items, and that welcomes your customers to your shop. I definitely recommend investing a small amount of money in a professionally made banner. I know that this sounds like it's expensive, but banners can sell for as little as $1 or $2 on Etsy. And these are made by graphic designers who sell a digital file to you that you can use for your shop. They'll sometimes put your shop name in it, and maybe some of them will even change fonts for you and things like that. So it's something that you'll want to look into. If you make it yourself, make sure you've had a little bit of experience with that, because I feel that if you just go into Paint on your computer and kind of slap something together, it's going to show. Having an actual graphic designer make something for you at a very low cost can give you a lot of confidence and make your shop look crisp and clean, getting your name across, getting your items across, all in this little banner with a very little effort on your part. Trust me, I spent a lot of frustrating nights at my computer trying to make my original shop name look cute in some kind of a logo that I could cram into that little strip. You have to worry about aspect ratios and cropping and things that if you're not 100% familiar with them, like me, it really won't turn out as well as you're intending for it to. In the future, or even at this point, you can consider investing in having a logo made for you by a graphic designer. This will be a lot more money, unfortunately, than the $1 or $2 that you'll spend to get a banner made. But that's something that'll definitely stand apart and that you can put on your business cards and stickers, any other type of marketing that you choose to purchase for your shipments. Etsy is ideal for selling because you have so much more exposure there than you would if you were to purchase and have your own website built. All you have to do is plug things in where they tell you to, and your shop looks very pulled together. However, you can see that this does go wrong sometimes. Type into the search an item that you would sell, the way that it would look if someone were to be looking for your items, and see what the other shops look like that come up. Take a look at the listings. Now, I won't get into photography today, but I will tell you your photos are the #1 most important representation of what you sell. They can't be blurry or dark or unattractive because let's face it, you're trying to sell something. Think about it. If you were watching a TV commercial for a restaurant and all of the footage of their food was blurry and dark, you'd think they're hiding something and I'm not going to eat that. Right now, what you'll want to concern yourself with when you're setting up your shop is having your listings proofread and edited appropriately so that you've got great spelling and grammar and that all of your icons are filled in. You want to have a shop banner that welcomes your customers to your shop and that brands you as a shop. You want your user icon to be a photo of yourself. This is something that I battled with for a long time. I was uncomfortable with the idea of having my face on the shop. I thought that it looked narcissistic or vain on my part. But really what it does, which I've done a lot of reading on this and I've really researched it, and finally I was convinced, it adds a human element to your shop. It shows your customers that it's just you making these items and that you're a person. I know that sounds silly because your customers do know this. They're not ordering from a big company when they place an order on Etsy. Let's face it, some people can be kind of mean and some people can be kind of grouchy, and they're hidden behind the safety of their computer screen and the internet. And a user icon like that shows them that you're a person, and maybe if you can't give them the news that they want to hear, like that you can't get something made and sent overnight by tomorrow, they take it a little better when they see that it's coming from a person. And as silly as that is, it's a totally psychological thing that I've read a lot about, and Etsy sellers swear by it. So make sure that that icon is a picture of your face, and it's not a picture of your full body from far away. It's you, like from the shoulders up, smiling preferably, just looking friendly and neutral. You can take that even a step further in the About section, which I highly recommend, because this is your chance to let your personality out. Make jokes, be honest, talk about all of your dreams and aspirations, talk about what you love, put photos of yourself and your workspace in this area so that people can, if they choose to dig a little deeper, get to know you better. I think that this is really charming and a wonderful feature that Etsy has added. Branding does not stop at your Etsy page. When your item goes out to the customer, you are still responsible for branding yourself. When you're packing your item, really think about how happy you may or may not be to receive that very package if you had been the one to purchase the item. Your objective here is to make sure that you've branded your shop appropriately, packed the items well and attractively so that your customer is happy when they do open it with not just what they purchased, but with the way it looks when it arrives, and that you're doing this at a minimal cost to you. I know it sounds impossible, but there are a lot of ways that you can make the packaging look nice at very little cost, even recycling and upcycling items. There are times when this can backfire, and I want you to be smart about it and really think about this when you do it. Because Etsy is a handmade shop, the more handmade your actual packaging is, the better. Business cards are one of the easiest and least expensive ways to brand your shop and to get your name out there. If you don't want to make the purchase for business cards, you can certainly make them yourself. It's a little bit more labor intensive, but I think it adds a really personal touch. If you do purchase them, don't spend a lot of money, but make sure that they're attractive and simple and that they're very informative. When it comes down to it, you want your customer to know what your shop name is, what you sell, and how they can get in touch with you in the future if they want to buy other items or recommend your shop to someone else. Have you ever ordered something from eBay and it showed up in a really skeevy package? That does happen, unfortunately, and you do not want this to be your customer's experience. Food boxes, for example, are never a good idea. It's very, very rare that something like that can be used for shipping and be pulled off without it looking dirty or like you used your garbage. Because essentially that's what people are seeing when they see something like that in their mailbox. Lastly, a handwritten note is a wonderful thing. Say thank you to your customer and address them by their name. Make it very personal and let them know how much you appreciate their business. Because after all, your success, it hinges on what your customers think about you. These are details that just mean so much. So consider it, because your competition already is. If you have questions for me or have other topics that you'd like me to talk about in my next Etsy video, please let me know. And subscribe if you'd like to see more Etsy series videos, along with some of the other goofy stuff that I make. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.